Welcome to the deep dive. We know you're interested in the Charlotte, North Carolina real estate scene, and you've shared some recent market data. So today we're going to unpack that for you.
Yeah, we'll look at listings, sales, pricing, how fast things are moving.
Yeah.
Basically give you the pulse of the Charlotte market right now.
Okay, let's dig in. What's the first thing that catches your eye in this Charlotte data?
Well, the supply side is pretty striking. There's been a huge jump in the number of homes available.
Huge how?
Inventory's up over 42% compared to this time last year. We're talking almost 10,000 homes for sale.
Wow, okay. And that translates to, was it month supply?
Exactly. Month supply is also up significantly by 40%. It's now at 2.8 months.
So just to clarify, month supply tells you how long it'd take to sell everything currently listed, assuming no new homes came on the market, right?
It's the idea. And moving from roughly 2 months last year to almost 3 months now, well, that signals a shift.
A shift towards more balance, maybe, more options for buyers.
Definitely more options. Last year was likely much tighter, more competition. This increase gives buyers some breathing room.
Makes sense. And are sellers still listing homes? Or are they getting spooked by the increased inventory?
Interestingly, no. New listings are actually up too, by over 12%.
Okay, so sellers seem pretty confident then, maybe encouraged by prices holding up.
That could be part of it.
Okay.
Yeah, we're also seeing pending sales increase, up over 9%.
Pending. So homes under contract but not yet closed, that means buyers are still actively making deals.
Yes, buyer interest is definitely there. But closed sales are actually down slightly, about 2.3%.
Down. Even with pending sales up, why would that be?
It could be a lag effect from, say, lower pending activity a couple of months ago, or, and this ties into something else we see, transactions might just be taking longer to complete now.
Okay, let's put a pin in that taking longer idea. What about the prices? The money side.
Right. So the median sales price is up, but modestly, about 2.3%, hitting just under $400,000.
Okay, modest increase, steady.
But the average sales price saw a stronger jump, up 4.5% to over $520,000.
Average up more than median. Does that usually mean the higher end of the market is pulling the average up?
That's often the case, yeah.
Yeah.
It suggests strength, or maybe just more activity in those higher price brackets. And look at the average list price. It's up over 8%.
Whoa, sellers are asking for quite a bit more then. Optimistic.
Very optimistic. But here's the counterbalance. The percent of original list price received dipped slightly. It went from about 97.7% down to 96.8%.
So buyers are maybe pushing back a little, more negotiation happening.
It certainly suggests that. Sellers aren't quite getting that full initial asking price as often as they were. There's a bit more give and take.
Okay, so let's circle back to that taking longer point. What are the numbers showing there?
Yeah, this is pretty clear. Days on market, it's up 27% to 47 days on average.
47 days. And cumulative days on market.
Also up, even a bit more, 28.6% to 54 days. And the whole process, list to close, that's taking longer too, up over 8% to 91 days.
91 days from listing to closing the deal. That feels slower.
It is slower than it was.
Yeah.
It suggests buyers are taking more time, maybe being more selective now they have more choice.
Or maybe affordability is still biting. Even with more homes, the cost is still a hurdle.
Absolutely. The Housing Affordability Index for Charlotte is holding steady at 85, which sounds okay until you remember that's still historically quite low. Affordability remains a major factor.
Right. So it's not just about supply, it's about whether people can actually afford the homes available. How does Charlotte compare nationally? Quickly.
Well, nationally, existing home sales have been down, but median prices are generally up. So Charlotte mirrors that price resilience somewhat, but stands out with its significant inventory increase. That's not the story everywhere.
Interesting. So Charlotte's got this unique dynamic. Much more supply easing competition, prices still generally holding or rising slightly, especially at the top end, but things are moving slower, negotiations are back, and affordability is, well, still tough.
That sums it up pretty well. A market in transition, leaning a bit more favorable for buyers than it has been, but with persistent challenges.
So wrapping this up, if you're following the Charlotte market, the key takeaway is this noticeable shift towards more inventory. Things are less frantic, perhaps.
Yeah, and that leads to a thought. With this growing inventory giving buyers in Charlotte more power, potentially, how might that really change their approach in the next few months? And, what kind of outside curveballs, economic shifts, interest rate changes could potentially nudge this Charlotte trend in a different direction?
Yeah.
Something to watch.